What time's the club close?
Well, officially now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Queen's Club for the second of our doubles semi-finals of this year's British Amateur. This match was supposed to go on at 7:30, but we are running 2.5 hours late because the previous match went all the way to 5 sets. And we have our first semi-finalist all booked for the final on Saturday. We are about to find out who will be joining them. So let's have a look at the contenders. So at the service end at the moment, we have Nick James and Richard Elmitt, both stalwarts here at the Queen's Club. As you can see, Nick James's profile on screen there. Career highlights include reaching the British Amateur semi-final of the doubles last year, playing most of his tennis out of the Queen's Club. His partner, not that one. His partner Richard Elmitt, at age 56, also playing out of Queen's. And a career that involves reaching the quarter-final stage last year and in 2 previous editions. So this will be his first semi-final appearance at this tournament. And the form guide, they have played a couple of Paul Roger trophy matches, both away at Leamington, and have won them both, but one suspects that this match might be a little bit tougher for them. Their opponents tonight, currently at the receiving end, are the number 2 seeds in this draw. Starting with Rory Giddins, currently plays out of the Queen's Club and is the reigning British Amateur Champion of rackets. He played varsity tennis for Oxford. He is now playing most of his tennis and rackets here at Queen's. His career guide, his doubles, he made the semi-final of the British Amateur last year, and that Henry Leaf champion for Eton with his brother Jamie over the last couple of years. This year he is partnering up with Seacourt's Will Flynn, playing up a doubles handicap of 9.8. Great to see him as the Seacourt Silver Racket winner a few weeks ago. I don't have rules, career highlights to hand, just bear with me. There we go. Reached the final of this tournament in 2023. So fantastic to see his progression. And then the two have played together before over in Washington in the Van Allen George Lynn Tour. They won both their matches in 3 sets.
Because you sound like no one has got a towel. Yeah. A much less stressful
So
day.
just a few moments' time, they will get underway here.
I haven't got everything done. And then you get back and you're working at 50% efficiency.
You're not really, because you're watching the thing.
Well, your heart, yeah, you're sort of you flick it on and then you see it's tight. You know what the hell's going on.
So we're just waiting for the players to start. We'll have to get them undressed, take their jackets off, and so on, and we'll be underway very shortly. So there will be tennis for you all week here at Queen's Club. After this match, we will have tomorrow the first of the singles quarterfinals. The second two of the singles quarterfinals will be held on a Wednesday evening, with singles semi-finals on Thursday and Friday, all leading up to the doubles and singles finals on the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, respectively. So plenty of tennis coming your way over the course of this week. And as soon as that's finished, the attention of the tennis world will head over to the US for the US Open live from Philadelphia. So that will be covered on the USCTA YouTube channel. So make sure you check them out. All the action live from Philadelphia. Coming up later in the year will be the Bathurst Cup from Melbourne, Australia. So plenty of fantastic tennis to come your way. So we will have Rory and Will to serve. For this match will be Neil McKenzie, who's just come off his 4-hour stint of marking the first semi-final. Something to watch as we go through the early stages of the match will be when does Nick James's jumper come off. So I thought we had a worse than 5 chase, but the players have not changed ends. Okay, I think the marker called 30-15 when the score was 40-15. And so the first game of the match goes the way of James and Elmitt. once again, it will be interesting to see how both pairs line up their formations. At the moment, Richards trying to play way back. Doesn't necessarily has to be all the way up in the galleries. And then when they come down the other end, Giddins and Flynn, how will they measure up their formations as well? I know just how hard Will Flynn can hit the ball, but we saw in the silver racket in his singles play a lot more measured, but now that he's out on the doubles court, will he resort back to his famous hard-hitting, thrashing style, as is so often the case in doubles. So just for the moment, we're seeing Flynn up the galleries. Giddins covering the back. Both are more than capable in either position. You'd imagine that the tactic is to try and hold James and Elmitt down that receiving end as long as possible, because on paper they are the weaker pair. But if they are going to resort to a hard-hitting, driving tactic like we just saw there, that might not follow through. Might be a bit harder to execute. That ball loses the chase. The chase was 6. Hitting into any galleries will lose that chase. Come off the bottom of the dead on. Just kind of sky high. Bit of frustration already there, Giddins. He can be a bit prone to letting his frustration show when he's playing. You see it especially on the rackets court, where the players are allowed to be a bit more argumentative. There's a bit more contact and closeness between the players. On the tennis court, he can be a little bit emotive. As he limbos his way out of that one. Meanwhile, Flynn tends to be very unemotive. He doesn't let many outbursts show. He just tries to get on with his business. But if he is struggling, he will drop those shoulders and start to miss some easy balls. So how will them as a pairing balance each other out and keep each other motivated? see as the match develops. So we are seeing the serving player currently playing a server up strategy. So Flynn was at the galleries and he was serving in the previous game, and now Giddins is going up. Which kind of makes sense as they both are of similar abilities. But we'll see if that sticks as this match develops. It was a very loose serve and duly punished. Anything there, the galleries are so wide open. Richard not going up to cover them. So just as they got down the receiving end, Giddins and Flynn are now back on the serving side. Last gallery chase. Oh no, it was the secondary chase, and it's called chase off. So they're still sticking with server up. I think this is the formation I like best between the two. I think his reaction time volley is just a little bit better. And I think Will tends to have that more scrambling style. Flynn really coming for a brick wall up there. Just like that. That's so good. I'd like to see them continue this into the even games. As the rallies get longer and longer, you'd imagine it favours the serving player. Has that little bit more experience playing real tennis at this higher level. Just so long as the unforced errors don't creep in. Bit of miscommunication there. Both of them went for it, and both of them didn't go for it. Still just a few more unforced errors from Giddins and Flynn. You'd expect them to find their range a bit more as this match progresses. Still very, very early in the 5-set format. Definitely feels like Flynn and Giddins are losing points at the moment more than James and Elmitt are winning them. Just like that. There's an easier shot to play there that doesn't involve hitting it into the net. We can just tone down those unforced errors. their much better chance in this match. Again, it's still pretty loose from Giddins. Very loose bubble serve. Didn't give Flynn much of a chance to defend it. Still looking for Giddins and Flynn to really find themselves settled into this match and this pairing. I didn't tune in at the start. They've played once together before as a pair. And that was during the Van Allen George Lim Clothier tour to Washington. That's the under 26 equivalent Bathurst Cup. It's played every 2 years. Last year was in Washington. And this next edition, I believe, will be in the UK. We expect that in 2025. Of course, there is the Bathurst this year, and that is in Melbourne. So, of course, the four wheelchairs playing countries, USA, Australia, France, and the UK, each send a team of around about 3 people. And then the second year, there is a ladies' Bathurst tournament being held. And that features a rest of the world team versus Great Britain. And then shortly after that, down in Hobart, will be the Australian Ladies Open. The best draw for the Australian Ladies Open they've had for quite a number of years now. As I understand it, at least three of the top 4 ladies are playing in that event, so it should be fantastic to see some fantastic ladies tennis down in Hobart. They'll be back in the UK shortly after for the British Ladies Open down at Seacourt, and that will be broadcast live here on the T&RA channel. Oh, and Rory Giddins just sneaks that into the winning gallery. Probably undeserved, but he'll take it. That volley just off his hip. Didn't really have much control over where it was going. Still feels to me like the better formation amongst the servers, having Will on the backhand side and up to the galleries. But Rory's serving hasn't been as tight as Will's has so far this match. That was a tricky one there for Will, just trying to judge it off the back wall, didn't have any width on it at all. Will looks so strong when he's playing that kill shot. Just manages to get so much pace on it without lifting the ball too high with that, such that hardly comes off the floor at all. So speaking of Australian real tennis, great to hear the news of a potential third court in Melbourne, the MCC Glen Iris Tennis Club. As part of the Melbourne Cricket Club, looking at potentially building a new court as part of their racket sport complex there. So great to see some development in that. Looking forward to seeing the plans there as they develop. Also eagerly awaiting the construction of the Sydney court, which is due to start very shortly, as I understand it. Hopefully opening at the end of this year. Great to see real tennis returning to Sydney after over a decade's break. So worse than 4 chase here. You back the servers on a worse than 4 in a doubles game. And not for the first time, they've bet that through into a dead on. That's their third dead on. I think it's the third one on the short chase as well. Just haven't quite communicated who's going to be defending that volley. As Giddins slipped over there, he just lost his balance a bit, trying to backpedal. Points here now for 5-3. It's probably not what I had on our bingo cards going into this match. They just sneak that one in for a dead on. It still looks like a crawl up there at the galleries. It's just making sure that Rory can help the back of the court as much as he needs to. Evidently, as this match has gone on, Giddins' volley has looked better and better. He was praying a few high right at the start. He's just starting to find the right length on him now. And his serve's looking better as well. Still, those unforced errors are creeping in. He really needs to put them out of his game. And that brings up the first set point to James and Elmitt. And Giddins does an amazing job to save that, just reaching out, just getting enough racket underneath it. It turns out to be an amazing shot. That brings up a game point of their own to bring us back to 4-5. The set was slipped away. Oh, and that's great. Volleying by Giddins. He is showing he is up to the task of that gallery position as well. So they're still keeping with the... No, Giddins is going to stay up for now. So they've changed tactics there. And stay at the back of the court. Giddins just needs to be a little bit louder there. There's not a communication. Flynn doesn't know if Giddins is back on it. He's not got his eyes on it. And take the forehand volley over the backhand volley. James and Elmitt looking for a chase, trying to get back down the service end. That's where they've won the majority of their points. Just like that. They have the chase. Even if they don't win this one, they'll go into that 5-all game with the service end. And Will Flynn showing just how good his volley is. There's so much control on that. That's a standard of volley you really don't see right until you're down at the lower level of handicap. Even in the match, in the first match, we didn't see it quite so crisp volleying. This shows what potential Flynn has in this game with volleying skills like that. This to bring it back to 5-all. Just can't quite make the cut volley. Geez, the power from Will Flynn on the post still manages to get so much pace over the net. And we are at 5-all here in the first set. It's just a reboundo. Will Flynn does not need a second look at that. He deposits that into the second gallery. Just waiting for one of the cleaners to come through. It's getting very late here at the Queen's Club. So 5-all here in this first set. Reminder, it is a 5-set match. All the matches here at the British Amateur are 5 sets. Everybody disappointed with that. It's an unforced error. They had a few chances in that rally. As Giddins does well to get behind that, drives it hard at the neck. To the second gallery chase. In singles is not that great, but in doubles it will do. So they come back down the serving end now. Looking to close out this set. On paper, the servers are the stronger pair by about 10 points. In the first match of the evening, we saw that 10 points doesn't matter anything until you're on the court. Any handicap difference can in theory be overcome. So they play well. And the forcing game from James and Elmitt brings the mistake. They win the chase and are just 2 games away from the set once again. And a tricky ball for Flynn. And that brings up the second set point for James and Elmitt. Saved there by Giddins off the galleries, but still another couple of set points to defend. That force finds the dead on. They have taken the first set. James and Elmitt can change shirts here. They are the weaker pair on handicap. Giddins has left his racket behind. Flynn otherwise ready to carry on. I think over the course of that set, James and Elmitt started strong, and the storyline has been just how many unforced errors or loose shots Giddins has been making as he has gotten better. The Flynn and Giddins pairing has looked stronger and stronger, and has been a solid, immovable object, just as we've seen so many times in the past. Not a ball getting past him. That's how much assistance is he getting from his doubles partner? Is the big question as we head into this second set. Again, towards the back half of that set, Giddins and Flynn did look the stronger pair, and they did get the momentum. Just a few unlucky strokes in that 5-all game. Giddins is back on court now, and we look to be ready to continue. Flynn to serve. I think Flynn to serve is the right decision. When you're at the serving end, the question is, well, do you want to have serving in the tight 5-all game? I think Flynn's serving generally has been tighter so far this match. Giddins has had a couple of more ones onto the back penthouse. So has a chase now. Not quite finding a way to convert that from a hazard chase into a right. Just short for a foot. Had plenty of chances there. Both players were kind of out of position, and there were openings on the galleries throughout that point. So the first game of the set goes to the second seeds as they look to. They had the momentum at the end of that first set, even though they lost it. To carry on that momentum into the second set, and I believe that very may well be the first target that the receivers have hit this match, which is very uncharacteristic of both of them. Flynn is usually very accurate with his targets, and Giddins doesn't mind a few as well. It's unfortunate from James. He was in the right position for it. He just got a bit lazy with his feet. We'll find some pencil backs tonight. Just as the players collect the balls, let's have a look at some of the statistics from that first set. So just the one opening for Giddins and Flynn, that's a winning gallery. Normally you don't expect those opening counts to be very high. James and Elmitt to get 6. A lot of them have been because Giddins has been ducking out of the way and not being brave enough to take them on. They came at some crucial points on some short chases, at some points that Giddins and Flynn ought to have won. And I think they will rue some of those chances being missed across the course of that set. Especially as they are holding that chaser's lead number so low. Anyhow, second gallery chase. Just wandering a little bit too far out the middle of the court there. He needs to stick to his side a bit more. Flynn had that ball covered. And that one just confounds Nick James a bit there. Very hard to judge especially if you're used to racket courts where the walls are much more square. Just missing the winning gallery high. The serving pairs looked a lot more settled now as we approach this second set. We're approaching 11 o'clock in the evening here at Queen's Club. The crowd has very much thinned out. Going home, got work to do tomorrow on Tuesday. This match, of course, starting a lot later than anticipated due to the previous match running for 4 hours. And Neil Mackenzie has sat there through it all, doing a wonderful job marking. Mackenzie spent a little time at the Paris Club over the course of the December period, while Rob Milton had to take some time off. Jack Josephs has been down there as well. Good to see plenty of love and action coming from the Paris Club. So how long will James and Elmitt be able to keep this serving end? Not long at all, it turns out. Flynn very keen to get back that service end. I think the previous time that Elmitt and James were serving, it lasted about a point as well. These two have looked so strong from the service end. Now that Giddins is firing on all cylinders. As Giddins sticks his arm straight up in the air to indicate that it's gone out of court. These two are looking pretty solid now. As I say that, Lynn misses a ball on the main wall. And there's that straight force. We've seen that plenty of times from James and Elmitt. Straight between the two of them or over Giddins' head. Not quite able to muster a defence. Ball going out of court. We were just making sure that Neil is okay with that because Neil can't see that ball and he has to trust the players as that one hits the outer edge of the last gallery. Might be worth saying a few words as who's not here in the tournament this year. There's no Ed Kelly this year at the British Amateur. Has been a fixture of this tournament for several years now. And there's also no Jamie Douglas in the doubles draw, as his partner Peter Wright is, I believe, still out with an injury. Douglas will be playing in the singles draw, however, later on this week. So because Rory ducked under that one, he had to pick it up late, which is why the shot wasn't as great as it could have been. Now back to Juice. With Elmitt and James serving, which they haven't done much of this set. They're not going to do much more of with that. So James's and Elmitt's serving run comes to another premature end. As Giddins and Flynn look to close out this set. They've got the 3-love lead already. And they're looking pretty strong. They're spending a lot of time down the service end. I would imagine that the previous matches players, Medlow and Trimmer will be sticking around to give Flynn a lift back down to Hailing Island tonight. He's still in the showers after that 4-hour epic battle in the first doubles semi-final. And the first game goes to James and Elmitt. They have managed to obtain this set. Again, just holding in there, ready for some errors to come. Few and far between at the moment. That's a well-disguised ball by Flynn. He was looking at hitting that winning gallery side, but just managed to get it on the tambour. Well done. You're going to pound Will Flynn's bow that much, you'll eventually get the volley that goes high into the ceiling, but you're going to have to deal with a lot of flat, hard volleys first. And finally, Will Flynn finds his range on the grill. Elmitt has been so good in that corner defending, but not on that occasion. So this to make it 4-1 with a short chase. Goes for it on the floor. And again, two. Just a bit long on that occasion. We are back to deuce. That has just pinged off the bando. It's just the power that he brings to it. There's not a lot of bando here at Queen's either. He's in it, get hit plenty tonight. Chase the line. Oh, and that just sneaked into the dead on. That's not fair. I saw one earlier tonight that beat Max Truman in much the same fashion. Smile with another head from Will Flynn. I think he's okay with it. Flynn having to do all the work there. Giddins changing his racket. Needs to push those rackets enough the gallery edge, I think. A bit too much in the way. It's gone up out of court, and it is 4 games to 1 to the number 2 seeds. I like Giddins' burst volleys more than his straight volleys. I think him hitting the main wall just takes a little bit of the pace off from it. When he's hitting his straight volleys, he's tending to hit up into the penthouse that little bit more. Just like that, that straight one's going up to the penthouse. Giddins across the course of this match. High balls. See, his brother is so good at that shot, pulling that ball onto the base of the timbre. Rory is hitting about halfway up the timbre when he's north of the door. Elmitt choosing not to leave the hazard chase, letting it go to juice. That's put a volleying by Rory through that point though. I'll just say that he frames two. Much of the progress of this match has depended on how Rory's volleying game has been, how well he's been middling the ball. Flynn has just been consistent the whole way through. Nice tight bottle serve by Flynn. He's not afraid to throw in some first serve bubbles, so he can get them nice and tight. Just like that. And again, that boosting volley by Giddins just keeping the ball in play a bit more. It's both takes down the press off, and it's also got further to travel. The whole line distance because of the angles before it gets to that back ball. That's a better kill by Giddins. That's the kind of shot he needs to be playing more. Putting down into the wall rather than straight towards the grill all the time. Especially up there at that position. You get a lead there from Nick James, not wanting to touch that one. 20s playing cricket. And that brings up 3 set points to the number 2 seeds, looking to redeem themselves from that first set. Have had all the momentum all the way through this second set. Really taking advantage of that serving end, not letting James and Elmitt have really any run of serve. So, second gallery chase here to defend. As James roasts that into the last gallery. That's the first set point defended. Still another 2 to go. Now on to the third set point. And that tight serve will help out an awful lot. All that Giddins can do is post it off that back wall, and we are back to juice. 3 set points saved by Elmitt and James. Now that he's got the serve, James has been serving quite well. And just as I say that, they lose the serve once again. So you are watching the doubles semi-final here at the British Amateur 2024 at the Queen's Club. Into the second doubles semi-final, the first one earlier today. It took 4 hours to decide our winners, and they will go through to meet whoever wins this match. It's the doubles final on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Don't forget, plenty of singles action to entertain you every weeknight this week. as that brings up the fourth set point. This time with a worse than last gallery chase and the serve. And that is in the net, and it is set to the servers. We are one set all in this best of 5 deciding match for the second doubles final position. With that points served statistic, Giddins and Flynn serving more than double the number of serves that Elmitt and James are serving. They are just completely dominating the service end at the moment. A lot of that's down to the brick wall that is Will Flynn at the back of the court right now. So let's have a look at some of the statistics from that second set.
Yeah.
You see just 35 minutes. That chase is laid stat down at 11%. Points served is 2 to 1 in favour of Giddins and Flynn. And finally they're starting to get on the board in those winning openings. So, second gallery chase here. As Elmitt and James look to use this rare opportunity at the service end at Juice to try and get on the board in this third set. As James wanders up halfway up the court, kind of well out of position for that volley unless your name is Tim Chisholm. James tries his hand a bit of 10-pin bowling. Doesn't manage to hit the pin. That ball is just volleyed high out of court. Flynn and Giddins are looking pretty strong as we start this third set. This might have been the longest run of serves that James and Elmitt have had for quite a while now. And just as I say that, Giddins finds the chase. So Giddins will be in action again tomorrow at 7:30 in his match against Philip Dunn. And Will Flynn will also be in action tomorrow playing against the #1 seed in the singles, Will Flynn. Both James and Elmitt are out of the singles draw. Plenty more action to come from these players. Great credit to Will, even as Rory has run hot and cold over the course of this match, he has just stayed consistent, calm, cool and collected all the way through. Nothing has bothered him at all this match, not even being that set down. He has just carried on doing his thing and looked really good at it. Served pretty tight. His volley's being pretty spot on accurate. His defense has been exceptional. It's just that point there where you see Flynn and Giddins both firing together. That's when they've looked the strongest as a pair. James there called you. Also failed to get out of the way of it, so not much that Richard could have done in that situation. And this 3-love lead has come very quickly for the number 2 seeds. Elmitt and James have a lot of work to do to get back into this set, let alone this match. It's not just that the scoreboard is mounting, it's just they can't find that service end. They can't find a theory of the case as to how to get through Giddins and Flynn at the moment. Really make the argument that that first set scoreline is more reflective of the unforced errors that were coming from Flynn and Giddins rather than James and Elmitt playing any particularly differently. Now, as we're coming into the third set, it is looking all one-way traffic.
Always so helpful, Laurie.
So, last gallery chase here. And this to make it 4-love. And that will win the chase. Chase was last gallery, falls in the numbers, so that wins the chase, and they're 4-love up now, the receivers. And a lot of the venom seems to have gone out of Nick James's shots. A lot of racket errors coming from him. More frames and hitting it into the net. It'd be very hard when you're 4-love down to find that motivation. Looks like he's just getting a bit tired too. This match going on longer than your average rackets match will go. Not used to being out on court for quite so long. As Flynn and Giddins are now veterans of the longer games. James just looking lazier and lazier on the court and just can't quite find the shots. It's hard to know what to do against this onslaught. So in no time at all, we are now at set point in the third set. 3 set points to take a 6-love donut, 6-love bagel. It doesn't really look like James and Elmitt have a realistic path back into this set as this match threatens to run away from them. Chase worse than 3. So James getting a first serve because the chase wasn't read out. That's his second serve, chase worse than 3. And that is the third set to the number 2 seeds. Looking pretty dominant now after dropping that first set. Discussion as to who's going to receive from who. Elmitt to serve, Flynn to receive. And we're underway in the fourth set. Hold just short on the floor by the receivers. It's their prerogative when the marker is starting the dead on to call that. Of course, if this match were of a crucial importance like a final, you may expect there to be a rule marker, such as a Doubles World Championship, but not the case here. So let's have a look at the statistics from that third set. Just 16 minutes for that set. Only 8 points won by the new receivers. 75% of points won on serve, 20% for the receiving winning on serve. It's just a dominant set all round. But they have managed to find the first game of the fourth set somewhat from nowhere. That's a rare miss from Will Flynn. He's been so good when that ball's come off that ball on his forehand. just at the start of this set. I think when you're cruising 6 love in a set, it can be very easy to just lose a little bit of that focus, which is what drove you to win that 6 love. I think we've just seen that a little bit from Giddins and Flynn there. Just not quite able to keep that foot on the accelerator at 100%. Risk going 2 love down in this set, but I doubt that will be that way for very long. Hazard chase. It's definitely the case that James and Elmitt are picking on Giddins a bit. Flynn is just so consistent, and Giddins looks to be having a little bit of a rough patch. So you're picking on him either by hitting directly to his forehand side or playing it off the tambour, trying to keep Flynn out of the rally. Third juice now. And James and Elmitt utilise this service end. I think you can see just how Giddins and Flynn aren't quite as they were in that third set at the moment, just by how long that previous point went for. I expect them putting it away a little bit easier than that. Driving hard for a chase, bringing colour in, finding a way to force the error. Just like that off the return of serve volley. Let's find a way to get that point over and done with quickly. No need for it to be carrying on like it was. Emblematic of some missed shots. So better than 5 is the chase. And a bit of frustration kicking in for Giddins there. He knows he shouldn't be taking 5 juices to close out. I wonder if Giddins is feeling like he's lost his touch a bit at the moment. He's trying to get it back. He's probably taking a few too many balls from the centre of the that was got covered. Will be in the comments. Ben Corsten and Julius Manton-Jones cheering on your rackets. And fellow rackets players of Nick Jones and Rory Giddins, saying it is far too late. Yes, indeed, it is quite late, approaching at midnight here at the Queen's Club. Remembering that both Giddins and Flynn have matches to play tomorrow evening. How will they recover?
Cuba's good lead, man.
Yeah, I like it. That was a good attack.
A fairly short turnaround if you're coming back from a midnight finish to play again. You don't get quite the same number of hours of rest and recovery. We're now onto the 7th juice here. And Elmitt and James finally take that game. Their second in a row. Probably they have to work for it. And Giddins not quite showing the consistency they had in that third set, but I'm sure it will be back sooner rather than later. Now we've seen Flynn switch to a railroad through much of this game. He's been serving his slower bobbles for most of the rest of this match. Again, sticking with that railroad. What's doing is it's keeping that ball coming to Flynn in that forehand corner, keeping it away from Rory, who's not having a good shot like that one. All of a sudden, it's 3-love to James and Elmitt. After that, those middle two sets, I thought we were going to be in for a one-sided fourth, but not to be. We are still going. Flynn and Giddins just need to find that spark that took them through those second and third sets. Been getting plenty of opportunities down that forehand side, eventually finding the winner on the backhand. Elmitt and James have been a bit more successful finding chases this set as well. They were stuck down that receiving end for so much of that third set. That very lob into the grill, and it gets out of the way. And that shot is too strong from Will Flynn. He actually finds the base of that tam, but they're having to work hard for it at the moment. Flynn and Giddins are looking to bring it back in this fourth set. So Ben Corson saying he stayed up past midnight to watch the Super Bowl, and the Reelers amateur semis, same tier sport events. Couldn't agree with you more, Ben. So, wouldn't it be fun for tennis and rackets to have some of the glitz and glamour that they have at an event like the Super Bowl? Bit of music between sets or between fights or a change of ends. Why not come up with a disco ball and some dance tunes just between when the players are changing ends? Wouldn't that be a bit of fun? Liven up the game a bit.
Shot. Sorry, I'm slacking.
So don't forget there is tennis for you all week this week. As we have the singles quarterfinals starting tomorrow. There will be 2 quarterfinals starting from 5:45 on Tuesday and Wednesday. We will have singles semi-finals on Thursday and Friday for you, and finals on Saturday and Sunday of both the singles and the doubles. So plenty of real tennis action to come your way. We've seen Rory be leaving those straighter shots at the dead ends, those straight forces, quite a lot this match. And it didn't serve him well in that first set. And just let another dead on go there. Just needs to step in and play that shot a bit more. So after having a bit of a wobble at the start of this fourth set, Giddins and Flynn are looking strong again. They've managed to re-find that momentum and are looking to bring it back now to 3-all. Hitting has just gotten that little bit more accurate again. The focus has come back. 5 sets is a long time, and it is quite late here at the Queen's Club as we are taking over into midnight. And the lights have just gone out. It has gone midnight, and the lights have gone out. So we will await the lights coming back on. This may take a little bit of time. As the marker has to go find, I believe he has to find security to get the lights back on. We had this occur at the British Open on the Monday this year where the court sweated and the match has finished quite late.
Yep.
So we will await the lights coming back on. At least we still have the side gallery light, the security lights. We'll have a short break in play, which is probably what James and Elmitt needed, because Flynn and Giddins were just finding their form again just as the lights went out. So play will be back to you shortly. Just waiting for an update.
Blast it all of it. Amazing how often he gets down high.
sure that the professionals weren't prepared for a lights out event tonight, because we only had 2 matches, and the first one started at 5:45, but that one went so long, and this one has been a good almost 3 hours as well.
Maybe that chap who's won the bins,
Yeah.
we can get him along.
What a time to choose just over one day.
Well, it's a couple of them, weren't they? One went for, I'm going to say went for a fag break.
It was the same guy.
Yeah,
Was it the same day?
Yeah.
Was it the same day? Oh, I didn't realise. I didn't recognise it the same as well.
Can you get out?
I have no idea. No idea. I know the other side is where they keep the rackets, isn't it? So the door at the end. But I think you can.
So yeah, still waiting for them to figure out how to get the lights back on.
That's, isn't it that way in? You go through. I think you go through.
It being quite late there at the Queen's Club.
I don't know why I'm feeling that one.
We hope to bring you the remainder of this match very shortly. Not to bear with us as we wait for the lights to come back on.
Got a solid hour of work.
Have you? What afterwards?
At least.
Have you?
Ideally, like.
There is an override.
What time do you have to
It's
be?
just a matter of finding where that is and who it has the key to turn it on.
I think the problem is if you go in, and then what happens tonight happens. You sort of sharply. I think it's easiest to work out.
Yes.
Work out tonight.
Yeah, I've got.
I don't really like working out.
No, I think it's it's not great, is it?
It's harder to.
It's nice on
zone-
Friday.
It's harder to zone in.
It is, well, because you get distracted, don't you? So,
Although to be fair, I think you do also get distracted in the office. That's the problem. It feels less distracting when you're just talking to a colleague.
yes,
Because it's like a worky thing.
yes, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's very easy. I tell you, it's not possible they can't turn these on.
Mm.
I actually don't know what happens then. Well,
Don't come back. Don't know. Is he going to find some?
Neil's just gone, fuck this, and going out.
He's going to find some batteries.
So just as we wait for the lights to come back on,
Well, let's see what he does.
we'll hopefully have play resume for you shortly. Hopefully this is a relatively short break.
I mean,
I wouldn't be
he's the pro.
certain.
There should be an angle override.
That's what I mean. I mean, he's the pro. Surely this is not the first time this has happened.
In this very tournament, however,
Yeah.
That first match did
to
take
go over an abnormal amount of time.
my
God, I know.
God.
Well, Ned, as I said, our rallies are crisp.
Yeah, I'm actually around.
So were you just watching the stream like,
Yeah, I
okay,
had
already?
I had it on the stream and then it was 5 for the last thing. Well, I got here at like 7:25.
You did.
It was 1 all, and I was like, okay, I'll rush back from work. I've got loads of work to do. I can't sit here for an unknown.
Ah, there we go. The lights have gone now.
Burn me out. I have to get back. It's quite
So
depressing.
the
That was like
players
doing
should
something.
now start to return to the court.
Yeah, and now it's
I missed my eating with it.
We'll await the marker to return as well from his adventure out to get the lights back on.
I think with tennis though, you can have a full meal.
And we will be underway again very shortly.
Oh yeah, I suppose maybe you're an athlete.
Take a little bit of time just to readjust back to the light.
That's right.
Do
You're
like
not
one.
running.
You do like one.
You do like that.
every set.
Rackets is the one where you go with a full stomach like this.
Come back from this short
But yeah,
break.
with tennis, you didn't really. I mean, doubles, singles, maybe not, but doubles. I mean, yeah. There's very little running. We lost the marker. Come on, TV.
Still awaiting the marker, just coming back from reception. He should be with us soon, and we should be underway again. The players may just knock just to keep nice and warm. We'll wait for the marker to return. And here he comes, Neil McKenzie. Long night for him. didn't think there was a chase. Okay, we are at juice now. So, back underway now. Hopefully we'll see the conclusion of this match fairly soon. I'm sure the players and the marker are keen to get to bed sooner rather than later, but rubbing the eyes there by Rory Giddins. Of the lawn tennis that Australia going on at this time of the day. Some very late finishes there in recent years. The break for the court lights to come back on has somewhat disrupted Flynn and Giddins' momentum. Just trying to find it back now, find that groove again. That dead on number of 12 is very high for a doubles match. Just indicates that they aren't really judging the height of the ball all that well, as you can hear Giddins calling that one up. In fact, it went straight into the dead on. So when the lights went out, it was just about 3-all. And now instead it's 5-2. Just trying to remember back to the British Open when the lights went out there. From memory, it was a match between Nino and Lewis Gordon. I think Lewis at the time has momentum, and that break from the lights going out really pulled that momentum, and perhaps even lost the game for him. If I remember correctly. We're seeing Giddins now with the railroad as well. You saw Flynn switch it just before. And I think this is a way to try and get the return to come cross court onto Will's forehand, which he doesn't mind playing towards that tab corner. It does mean that it is going to come back with pace. And Will Flynn has posted that off the battery wall and into the dead-on. What a fantastic shot. Again, looking at that dead-on stat, 12-4 is too much, too high for Flynn Giddins to be conceding. Get the sense they found that momentum again, but is it too late? Did they let sweeping the game slip? There's 3 games from the fading of momentum, failure of concentration at the start of the set, 2 games after the lights went out. Do they have enough to come back? That is some excellent pickouts by both Giddins and Flynn there. Really keeping it alive. Not a lot Nick could do with that. The top players will try that back with post, but it is not an easy shot, and it is quite dangerous. Instead, just concedes the point. There's still plenty of chances for Elmitt and James to get that final game that they need. And it probably starts with getting a chase sometime soon. Are we going to see more railroads? Fantastic play by the wheel there. Just up defending that main wall force, and then just managed to volley it into the winning gallery. Great stuff. So there's that chase that James and Elmitt need. And there's another one. They've been much more successful at finding those chases here in this fourth set. They couldn't seem to find any at all in the third, and very few in the second. But getting more of a look at the service end now. Putting that pressure on Giddins and Flynn. That has won the chase. The chase was 6. Just managed to find the perfect angle around both of the servers. And knowing how important the serve is to these two. Just going the galleries. James wasn't too far up. By getting that chase, it makes it so much harder for Elmitt and James to win this set. They really needed to capitalise while they're at the serve. In the event they haven't, and it is now to bring it back to 5-all. It's a very thorough examination of the defensive work by Giddins and Flynn. Eventually it breaks, but they've still got more chances for 5-all. First time really there since the first set has Giddins been at the back of the court. He does well to dig out that ball from the dead on. So it is the 5-all game. James and Elmitt get the first blood of it. be a costly mistake by Rory Giddins. So in the final game in the first set, that James and Elmitt got the first little lead and were able to hold on. So now this next point, vital, you imagine. A hazard chase with a short chase to follow. You don't want to be 30 love down in a 5-all game. Then finds the range on the first one. Needs to now find the range on the second one. And he does, beats it on the floor. It is now 30-all. Nick James was inches away from bringing up a set point. As such, it bounces out for a hazard chase. He missed the goal high twice in that rally. Nervy serve. And that is in the net. It is match point. Can you believe it? What a match we've seen so far this evening. Absolutely fantastic stuff from both pairs. Being really pushed by James and Elmitt, but it is match point with a hazard chase. Hazard 1 and 2. Gary's been this long, and they have done it finally after 4 sets. Giddins and Flynn are through to the British Amateur Doubles Final to be held on Saturday. With a nervy first set, dominant in the second and third, and the lights went out in the fourth, and it was nearly the case that the lights were out for James and Elmitt, where they fought back valiantly to bring it to 6-5. But not to be in the end. We have seen some fantastic tennis tonight in both the matches. And one final summary of the match.
Thank you, Neil. Cheers, Neil. For sticking it out.
2 hours and 21 minutes is the match. That chaser's lead percentage 12% is very low, and it just shows just how well Giddins and Flynn were maintaining that service, especially for those second and third sets. That dead on count particularly high. That's what got James and Elmitt through that first set. Well, thank you all for tuning in this evening. It has been a long one, but we have seen some fantastic tennis here at the Queen's Club. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the first of the singles quarterfinals live right here on the T&RA media channel. My name has been Ben Gazenbeek. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I hope to see you back again very soon. Goodbye from us all here at the Queen's Club. Cheerio.
I don't really know what the score was.